Vikings dropping their first unofficial depth chart. We are going to jump balls deep right into this. Let's. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar. Vikings just releasing their first unofficial depth chart. Definitely going to see what is shaking here. I'm hoping for some curveballs, but as always, usually that first unofficial depth chart, it's pretty vanilla. It's the frozen vanilla ice cream that you're going to eat anyways, and we're going to look at this anyways and hope for something a little bit crazy. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos here every damn day talking Vikings. Let's get to 8,000 subs before the season starts. Hashtag 8,000 in the comments. So yes, I am looking at this for the first time with you, so you can see my just real pure reaction here. Let's go. Greg Joseph always starting off good. So let's see. Look at the Vikings unofficial depth chart with starters followed by backups listed in order as they appear on the depth chart. So we will put a lot of oomph into the order. Two positions, backup quarterback and receiver, are listed as or. That is lame. All right, let's do this. Quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins, obviously Kellen Mond or Sean Mannion. That is dumb. I don't like that. I don't know why they're doing that. Probably because they can't decide which one is better of the worst. Kellen Mond is first. K comes before S. Maybe they're doing alphabetical. Not going to think too much into this. We'll find out who the backup is probably soon into the preseason games. But yeah, Kellen Mond or Sean Mannion. I've never seen that before on a depth chart. Running backs, Dalvin Cook. This one will be interesting. So Madison and Nwangwu ahead of Ty Chandler. We'll see how that shakes out, but it's kind of interesting to see him above him and then Bryant Koback down at the bottom. No surprises there. Fullbacks, I'm assuming it's CJ Ham, Jake Vargas, nothing really to talk about there. Wide receivers. This is the one I want to see. I want to see where Smith Marset is. I want to see where BC Johnson is, Jalen Naylor. So starting wide receivers, Thielen, Jefferson, backup. So Osborne, number 3. Smith Marset holding down that number 4. Good to see. It seems like he's earned that quite a bit. He is at a very, very solid camp. BC Johnson, no slouch himself, coming in at that number 5. And Myron Mitchell. Wow. So then there's the or. Tristan Jackson or Jalen Naylor. Come on. Jalen Naylor is going to go above that. And Myron Mitchell, he's had his name's come up a few times in camp notes as well. So don't sleep on him. I mean, Dan Chisena did make the 53 roster for the Vikings one day. And speaking of Dan Chisena, he's at the end. Albert Wilson, Thomas Hennigan, rounding out the bottom of that wide receiver depth. Tight ends, they got Irv Smith as a starter, as they should. And then we go Munt, Johnny Munt, number 1. Ellison, 2. Zach Davidson, Nick Muse, and Sean Byer. Ellison, I think, probably at number 2 just because he will be that blocking tight end. Zach Davidson, fantastic camp. I think he's going to see some balls his way, not just in the shower. So Johnny Munt should be a little bit scared, but I am becoming slowly a Johnny Munt fan. Let's go to this offensive line. Darius, Brian O'Neill, easy. Blake Brandel and Oli Udoh. Wow, Oli Udoh, backup right tackle right now. That is horrifying. Horrifying. Vadarian Lowe, let's go. Let's go. Timon Paris is the 3rd string backup right tackle right now, but Vadarian Lowe, all right. Anyways, so yeah, the depth chart for offensive line, especially tackle, is scary. We know it's scary, and that's just something we're going to have to deal with. Hopefully on the waiver wire, they'll be looking. Interior offensive line. Anybody hoping? I haven't looked. That Garrett Bradbury is not going to be the starting center. Is dreaming. He's going to be it. I'm preparing you. But who will be that right guard? Okay, Ezra Cleveland, Bradbury, Jesse Davis still holding down that right guard spot. Chris Reed, left guard, Schlottman, center, and Ed Ingram at right guard. We know that Ed Ingram has been seeing some reps at right guard, so Jesse Davis should not be comfortable one damn bit. I think when all is said and done, Ingram's going to win that starting job. Chris Reed, we can all hope that he ends up getting that starting center job for some reason, but PA even said yesterday, Garrett Bradbury is going to be the center. We have to deal with it. PA is generally right. Love or hate the guy. He's usually pretty spot on when it comes to personnel. So Bradbury, there we go. Just the backups again, Kyle Hinton, Wyatt Davis. Last guy listed. Wyatt Davis, last guy listed. Practice squad? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's go to the defense side of the ball. Tomlinson and Watts starting defensive ends. Love that. Backups, Jonathan Bullard. He was my sleeper guy to make the roster. And James Lynch with Twyman Atamoyo and Julian Taylor. Nose tackles. I don't know. I mean, just go back to defensive ends quick. Atamoyo, I guess I would have expected him maybe a little bit higher. Good to see Twyman up there. Not buried anyways. Nose tackles, Horrible Harry, and then TJ Smith, Ty McGill, and the rookie Stevenson. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with defensive line, how many they keep. Usually Ed Donatel likes to keep 5 defensive linemen. So that's gonna get a little hairy, just like Lupagus' left pit. Outside linebackers, easy. Hunter, Zadarius Smith, Patrick Jones. Well done. Patrick Jones. We're going to see a heavy dose of Patrick Jones this year. I love that. DJ Wanham, no surprises. Luigi Villain, the undrafted free agent as well, above Janarius Robinson. And then Zach McLeod and Mincy. So it's all right. It's Luigi, I like to see that. I like to see that. Maybe he will be the undrafted rookie that makes the team. Inside linebackers, Kendrick Hicks, Dai Asamoah, no surprises. Chad Surratt. That's surprising, actually. Chad Surratt ahead of some of these guys, ahead of Blake Lynch. All right. I like that. Cornerbacks, Cameron Danzer holding off the rookie, Patrick Peterson. Sullivan will be the slot. Booth, Boyd. Chris Boyd. All right. Caleb Evans, Perry Nickerson, Harrison Hand, Nate Harrison, and Ty Smith. Nate Harrison, I was on the Nate Harrison train, but that is pretty damn far down the list. I know he's been injured. Harrison Hand as well will be an interesting one. But Chris Boyd, even though they have him as the 5th cornerback, I still can't see him making the team. Can't do it. Safeties, Harrison Smith, Cam Bynum, Lewis Seen, Josh Metellus, Miles, no surprises there. Zip. That is exactly what I would have expected. And I don't even think, all right, fine. Greg Joseph, Jordan Berry, and Andrew DePola. Kickoff returners and Wangu. Ooh, punt returners. There we go. Smith, Marset, and Naylor. Naylor, that's going to be your bread and butter to make this roster, make that 53. All right, there it is. There is the first unofficial depth chart. I want to see in the comments below any surprises, what you like to see, what you hate to see, anybody that you figured would have been higher or lower. Would love to see it. Remember, subscribe to the channel. Lupagus and I will be going live tonight, talking probably a lot about this, a lot about the preseason game. But like I said, you don't put too much into this first unofficial depth chart. It's not going to get, they're going to play it as safe as possible. So comments below, #8000, and we'll be back later.